Brian, a warm welcome from us all here at Cardiff City. Now that you've put pen to paper, how does it feel to become the Bluebirds' boss?
An extraordinary feeling today. It's kind of been a build-up for, I suppose, several days, and the hope of this day coming around quickly has finally landed. So it felt really exhilarating this morning when the thought that actually coming to the stadium and getting the feeling of being in the job for the first day. And myself and all my family are really privileged to be in the city.
It's been a thorough process to appoint the next manager of this football club. Can you give us a little insight into the conversations you've had over the past couple of days with members of staff and members of the board?
I think it's been a really comprehensive process, which has impressed me greatly. I suppose the steps that we went through was real in-depth, detailed football discussions at the start with Gavin, and got a real sense of the passion straight away for the club, and the talent coming through here is something that attracted me straight away to this role. And then the more detailed discussions as we progressed through the phases with Ken and with Mehmet and with Steve, it just gave me a real sense of the right type of opportunity I've been looking for, and it just felt right at every stage of the process, and there was never one moment where I had any doubts whatsoever. So to finally get this there where it's confirmed and you can start to really see the vision come to light is something that makes it feel really special.
And your name is one that's been in the rumour mill for quite some time. Every now and then an EFL job comes up, you're linked to it. Why was this the right time for you and this club, the right opportunity to restart your head coaching journey?
Yeah, strangely, for a prolonged period, I've had links to Cardiff. Honestly, in the past, it never felt as if it was getting stronger than just an interest. But this time it felt totally different. I think probably one, because of where the club's at, and then two, because of the opportunity that I sensed was here. And it felt aligned with my sense of where I am in my career and what I want to achieve, and it felt like the perfect fit. So from, like I said, from the early stages, everything just felt as if this was going to be different. And I was looking for that sense of alignment and that sense of meeting a group of people and a club that was sharing the same ambitions as myself. And that's taken us to where we are today, and hopefully where it's going to take us in the future.
I'm sure most of our supporters have been reading up on you over the last few days, but for those that haven't, perhaps, can you talk us through your last few years, obviously at Leicester City, coaching in the Premier League for the last 6 months, your time at Manchester City, working with their elite development side, and the experiences that's brought you?
Yeah, I think the period at Leicester was a very short period in terms of footballing experience. It was a 6-month period where I worked as assistant to Ruud van Nistelrooy. That was slightly unexpected. I had left Manchester City the previous summer with a clear idea to go and test myself at the highest possible level. And I don't want to over-exaggerate, but I'd been in the shadows of Pep Guardiola for 3 years, where you watch and learn from arguably the greatest mind in football, and you see so many things that make sense of how you see the game and the way you want to do things in the future. And not copy him, but you take so much from him, and you almost want to put that to the test and bring it to life. So going to Leicester was an advancement of that, where you get to test that at Premier League level and try and help the players there individually and collectively and support Ruud. And it just felt as if this was the chance to be my own man and to go and help this club move forward to where it wants to be.
You mentioned Pep there. Looking at the people he's worked with, the likes of Mikel Arteta, Enzo Maresca, who you know very well.
Very well.
Vincent Kompany, now coaching at Arsenal, Chelsea, Bayern Munich. It's clear that when you work in that setup at Manchester City or with Pep, you go on to success as a coach, as a player. What elements of that setup and that structure are you hoping to bring with you here?
Well, I think it gives you so much clarity on a way of working. I use this phrase that I always knew what I wanted to do when I was a younger coach. But when you're younger, as in life, you make a lot of mistakes and you want to learn from them and improve them. And he gave me a great sense of how to do things, and to make sense of the way that I wanted to work and to take it to the next level, essentially to hopefully see what we're going to see in the next period of my career at Cardiff City. He really wants you to push yourself and to test yourself, and he's always wary of people staying at that club too long and almost becoming comfortable, because he's such a huge figure and someone you can almost be in awe of for such a long period. It feels quite, I think, nerve-wracking for certain people to leave that environment. So I definitely use Mikel and Enzo even more so because of how closely I worked with him as an inspiration to go and test yourself and to not be comfortable working under Pep, and to go and test your own idea with his knowledge in the background and really put yourself on the line, where you have to show courage and try and inspire players and a club to be successful. And that's why I'm here, really.
Speaking of then this new challenge at Cardiff City, it's unfamiliar territory for the club in League One. What are your objectives and targets in this role? right away and also for the whole season?
Yeah, I think for the whole season, one of the main reasons that I came here was the opportunity that it provides, the opportunity to work with this group of players, with the exceptional talent coming through and try and combine and mould a squad with the senior players that gives the whole club something to be proud of. That's the reason I'm here. So we want to be successful for sure, and I believe we will be. And every competition we go into, we want to win, and we're here to win as a group of people, to reward the supporters, which is arguably one of the most strongest reasons why I'm here. The season ticket sales were above 10,000 at the first point when I spoke to the club, and I believe a lot in energy and positive energy. And every time somebody raised a concern about the club based on relegation or results previously, it just seemed to me as if there was opportunity. And I know a lot of these players based on my knowledge and just the feeling of excitement to work with them and to improve them. Like I said, individually, collectively, and win, because we want to have this as a winning stadium and a winning club, but win in a certain way where the fans feel genuinely excited to walk into the stadium every single week, and feel as if they're going to see something that represents them and enthralls and excites them is the vision for me, to do something slightly different. We could win randomly or win week to week, but to do something different with this bunch of players is the thing that is my real vision for the club.
And something else that's different is the club being in this position. There will be fans here who have never seen Cardiff City in the third tier. You've obviously managed in it before with Rochdale. How much do you think that experience will benefit you in helping players, staff, fans who are in unfamiliar waters now?
Yeah, like I said, I think the natural feelings of disappointment are normal when you have a season as the club had last season, but those feelings can be turned on their head in a matter of moments when they see their team playing in a way that excites them and gives them a clear vision of where we're going. My experience of the division, as you alluded to, is deep and makes me aware it won't be straightforward, but the overall vision of being a successful team and club that wants to win the league and take the club back to where we believe it belongs and beyond is clear on the outside. On the inside, I think my way of working is very specific and particular. For the players, we have a way of working, and it will be every single day on its merits to build the idea day by day, week by week, and take that into the games. So that'll be very particular, and I believe will be something that the players will truly enjoy and will relish, and there'll be real growth for them within that. It's perfect.
You mentioned the squad already, and early days, of course, but have you had time to really sit down and look through that squad list? Because there's some exciting talent in there, particularly going into this division.
Yeah, I know the squad really well. I've seen the players grow over the past number of years, so I would say that I have a really deep knowledge of the squad, understand where it is. But even when you say that from the outside, I know when I went to Leicester and when I was at Man City, when you get to the inner workings of a club and work with the players on a daily basis, there'll be things that excite you because of that growth within the players, and the talent within the squad is clear for all to see. And we'll be looking to improve those players and make them really enjoy the experience with us and make them able to win on a regular basis at this club.
And someone you know very well already is Alex Robertson from your time together at Manchester City. What are your memories of him as a young player coming up, and how excited are you to work with him again at this level?
I think Alex would have been sick of the sight of me by the time he left. I was on his case all the time. I think Alex is symbolic of what the club is about. I think we have this homegrown cohort of players that is exciting everybody, fans and staff alike, and the ownership here. And also we want to combine that with the best of talent from elsewhere in the country. And if you put that together and have a mix of players that's looking to improve together and to continually strive to succeed and win, then it's the type of potent mix that we're going to look to try and create at Cardiff.
You mentioned your conversations with Gavin Chesterfield as well, our obviously academy manager. Some great young talents coming through. Ronan Capacchio, Dylan Lawler, just to name two, both called up for senior international duty in the recent window. How exciting is it to have those young players coming through from the academy ready to make that step up to the first team?
Yeah, I think my conversations with Gavin at the beginning of this process were very important, because I had a vision for the club that I perceived to be aligned with what the club wanted. So I wanted to make sure that was the case. And like I said, his passion for the talent coming through the club and the way that he sees it working at first team level was very much aligned with mine. And then as we went through the process and started to speak about that process and what the club will look like with Ken and with Mehmet and with Steve, I was looking for a clearer understanding of that passion being present in them. And once I got that, then as long as it seems to have taken, the process to be felt pretty seamless and pretty clear.
Not long to go until the players are back. Pre-season games start again. It'll all roll round again very quickly. What are your immediate next steps in the next few days?
always when I hear the phrase "getting ready, can't wait to get started," etc., you think like, well, everybody says that, but really looking forward to actually getting on the pitch because we spoke about having a dynamic squad that wants to play progressive and aggressive football. That's the way I see it in terms of how the squad can evolve and how I've evolved as a head coach. And really, the way that is brought to life is on the training pitch, and the training pitch is essentially my life, where I love it and I spend so much time of it. And the players will get absolute dedication from me and my staff, and the staff that we form here will replicate the same traits. It'll be dynamic and it'll be looking to work incredibly hard to give the supporters what they want to see on the weekend. And the first part of that will start next Monday when the players return back, and we won't waste one day or 1 minute building that idea.
Fans already excited to see what a Brian Barry Murphy team looks like in terms of style of play. I won't ask you to go too much into that, but can you give them a flavour of how you expect your team to set up, the type of thing you want to see on the pitch from them?
No, I think my vision for this group of players, and the reason I'm here is because I see a team that potentially can be really aggressive and progressive and essentially never take a step back. So, whatever opponent we come up against in this division, there's going to be loads of different challenges. But the idea for us is to always be trying to dominate the game and to be aggressive, and for the supporters to never get any moment of the game where they feel as if there's nothing happening. I think as long as you get that, then I'm very confident that this group of players will be successful and will replicate what the club deserves to achieve. But it's going to take a lot of hard work and like I said, a lot of days where it's going to be step by step and repetition, where the players feel as if they're improving every single day with the overall goal in mind.
You've already touched on the fans, over 10,000 season tickets sold already. You must be really looking forward to walking out there in front of a full stadium and having that backing from day one.
Yeah, exceptional, and I believe in the energy of different things and how it moves forward. And like I said, the initial disappointment will wear off whenever we start to excite them again. And I believe in that process starting on the very first day of pre-season, and then we'll put in the work to essentially be judged on the first game day. And every game of pre-season will be important to show that we're improving the idea and building our game. And when it comes to the league fixtures in the first week of August, then we'll be as ready as we can be and looking to essentially play on their behalf to give them something that they haven't experienced for a while on this pitch.
And those pre-season plans, a trip to Spain already confirmed with a fixture at the end of it, some more games in the pipeline. You must be eager to really get the ball rolling, literally, and get those games underway now.
Yeah, the way that I like to work is the idea is to push the players as much as possible from day one, so they come back and they do the testing. But the idea of those games and those training sessions is that the players are exposed and are feeling that they're doing things that they haven't done before. I know that leads to improvement. And like I said, if we can achieve that and improve the players individually and collectively, my belief that I've garnered over the course of my coaching career is that will bring a winning team. And it just takes a lot of work and a lot of hard work for the players to go through in the course of pre-season.
And last but not least, it's always a busy summer of ins and outs at every level. I won't ask you too much about your transfer plans, but the contacts that you have at the top of the game, you must be looking to use them to the benefit of Cardiff City. Yeah,
we'll be looking to bring the best possible talent that we can to this football club. Like I said, we're in a good position, a unique position where we're the only club from Wales in League One. A club of this stature in League One can attract a certain calibre of player. And we're looking to combine that with the best talent that we have here. So in the initial phase, I'm really looking forward to getting to know the players who are here, watching how they can grow and their application in training to improve. And a natural process is for us to make the squad the best it can be on behalf of the supporters, and our motivation for that will be instant daily.
Brian, thanks very much. Welcome to the club.
My pleasure.